All right, I got you. Welcome once again. So I think I figured it out. So every time, I'll get into it. Well, welcome everybody. Let's say welcome. Gotta love these live streams. So good to be here. Good to see everybody. Hope you're having a good week so far. We're here for another episode, Apple Home Talk Live. We're going to get into all the smart home stuff. You'll hear what I'm up to. I want to hear what you guys are up to. We'll do a Q&A, especially we'll kind of save the questions and stuff for the last half of the stream. But yeah, we got a few things to discuss, and it's so good to see everybody. We'll say hi to some folks. I think I figured it out too, by the way, what I was going to say with the mute button. If you watch every week, you know I seem to struggle with my mute button. I think I just figured it out. I think when, I don't know. I was thinking that maybe when my countdown is over, it automatically switches. And so when I push the button, then it remutes me. I don't know. I think it might be something like that. Anyways, we're good to go now. Ben, Edgar, what's up, Edgar? Frederick in the house. What's going on, Frederick? 2 new members. Yes, thank you, Frederick. I saw we had, let's see, it was Jeff. We had Jeff and Derek join today as new channel members. Thank you guys so much for joining and becoming channel members. Great to have you all. And I said we've got a lot of channel members here in the chat as well. So good to see you guys. Thank you all for the continued support. As many of you know, as a channel member, you get access to our members only Discord server, which is a great place to hang out. If you're building a smart home, you can come ask questions, give feedback, and just chat with other smart home enthusiasts. I'm in there every day, so that's always a lot of fun. Also get early access to new videos. Excuse me, got to relearn how to talk here today for the live stream. Yeah, early access to new videos, as well as a monthly video chat we do every month, the first Wednesday, in fact, of every month. So we'll be doing that next week. So if you are a new channel member, be on the lookout for that. We do that over in our Discord server as well. So, all right, with that said, let's say hi to some folks. Brent, what's up, Brent? Mike is in the house. Mike Geldman from Holland. Awesome. Good to see you here all the way from Holland. Jeff West. What's up, Jeff? How you doing today? We got TJ King Cam. What's up, King Cam from Memphis, Tennessee? All right. Memphis in the house. Sue. What's going on, Sue from Utah? Very good. Turin. What's up, Turin? Shane has issues with manual buttons. That's right. I need everything automated. Maybe that's what I need to do. I need to figure it out so it automatically switches me over. It might be doing that. I don't know. Well, I'm going to play with it a little bit. We'll figure it out. Dan, what's up, Dan? Happy Wednesday. Let's see who else we got here in the chat. Bruce, Peter. What's up, Peter? Vito D from New York. What's up, Vito? Let's see. Don, what's going on? Don says, let's see, where is that? Oh, wow. Don gifted 5 memberships. Speaking of memberships, thank you so much, Don, for gifting 5 memberships. And YouTube will randomly or automatically pick 5 people to give these to. So if you were here just a minute ago and heard me explain all of the perks you get as a channel member, you now get those if you were just gifted a membership. So congratulations, and thank you, Don, so much for your generosity and gifting 5 memberships there. That's really awesome. And I saw Don used his member chat. That's another one I forget to mention. You get I think it's a monthly member chat that you can, that's like highlighted. And Don celebrates 27 months of membership. Man, thank you so much for being such a long-term member. I appreciate that. Enjoying some cooler but rainy fall weather here in Delaware, but no hurricane, so that's good news. Very good. Yeah, it's nice. Things are getting a little cool. We had a little bit cooler weather here for, I don't know, maybe like a week, and then it was like back up to 90 degrees. I'm pretty sure it was in the 90s on my back porch today when I looked at my little Eve Eve weather sensor back there. So, you know, it's still pretty hot around here most days, but we're getting there. I can feel fall in the air. It's right around the corner. In fact, speaking of fall, one of the things that was on my list today, hopefully maybe I'll be able to do it after the stream. I wanted to get the rest of my lights out in the yard. I'm trying to set up some Halloween stuff. and get all those lights going so we can enjoy that for the holiday season. I've already got a lot of the Govee stuff out there, so not a whole lot that I need to do. With that said, yeah, Edgar, use the member chat for sure. Try it out. Let's see how it works. I will say too, everybody with a little gold star by your name, when I pull this up, those are channel members, in case you guys are wondering what the little yellow gold star is. But yeah, speaking of the holidays and Halloween, today we're going to do a giveaway. So I know I mentioned this over on Instagram, but if you don't know what we're giving away today, let me tell you right here. So this is from Eve. So we're giving away 2 items today, an Eve flare and an Eve motion sensor. So this is really cool. This is kind of like to promote Halloween. They're even going to give you a cool little like jack-o'-lantern sticker that you can put on your Eve flare that, makes it look like a jack-o'-lantern. So the Eve flare is actually that glowing ball back there. It's like a portable LED lamp. One of my favorite lighting products. I think it's super cool. It's weatherproof. You could take it outside, take it by the pool. Really cool product. So I'm excited to give one of those away today, along with an Eve motion sensor. So we're going to do that towards the end of the stream. So stick around for that. I see a few member chats rolling in here. Celebrates 22 months of memberships. Thank you so much, man, for 22 months of membership. Says fly Eagles fly, go birds. All right, I'll take it. Awesome, man. Thank you. Brian celebrates 38 months of membership. Anyone's Mac home app been showing a lot of no response errors when every other device is fine? Restarting the home app fixes it. 15.0 bug. I admittedly don't use the home app a whole lot on my Mac, so I can't speak to that personally. I haven't noticed anything, but again, I really don't use the home app on my Mac much at all. I pretty much always have an iPad, like on a little magnetic stand right over here, right off of the camera, at my desk. And I keep the home app or some sort of smart home app up on that all the time. So that's kind of what I use when I'm at my desk. So I really don't use the home app much on the Mac. Has anybody else noticed that? Let's see. We'll find out. Ring stopped working on Apple HomeKit using Hoobs. Let's see. Need to invest in some Eve products. Garrett says, yeah, Eve makes some really good products. Like I said, Eve Flare, one of my favorites. Just a cool light. That thing, it supports Thread, not Matter yet. Hopefully they'll update that to support Matter sometime, but it does support Thread. The motion sensor that I talked about, that supports Matter over Thread. A lot of their stuff supports Matter over Thread. And yeah, they just make good products. And so I'm excited to kind of work with them. They've been hooking us up this month to do a giveaway every week during the live stream. So that's fun. Stick around. We'll do that giveaway towards the end. And with that said, there is, down in the description, I've been collecting viewer automations submitted from you guys. So I'm going to put together a video very soon showcasing your automations. There's still a little bit of time to submit your automation if you want to do that. And that video is sponsored by Eve. So we're going to do that again very soon. If you want to submit an automation still, check out the description of the live stream and try to get that in ASAP, because we are already editing that video and that's going to be coming soon. Yeah, I haven't used Hoobs in a while myself. So let's jump into a couple of things wanted to discuss. So first of all, I don't know if you guys noticed this. So Apple Home now supports Matter 1.2, right? So that's a recent update. Now with iOS 18, Apple Home supports Matter 1.2. Now, Matter a whole year later. Thank you, Apple. That's awesome of you. I pulled up this article here. Matter 1.2 arrives with 9 new device types. This was in October of 2023. So a whole year later, we now have support for Matter 1.2 in Apple Home app. This Matter version supported new device types. So here, if I show you, you can see refrigerators, air conditioners, dishwashers, smoke and carbon monoxide alarms, yada, yada, yada. You get it. Fans, air purifiers. So what I've noticed, I'm curious to see if you guys have noticed anything. Eric asked, does Matter support for 1.2 include all the device types from 1.2? So that's what I'm curious to hear from you guys. I'll share my experience. So I have a, well, you probably can't see it. Maybe, yeah, I guess you can. That glowing light back there, that is actually a We Love Smart Air Purifier. That's this guy right here. It supports Matter, and it is an air purifier. So before iOS 18, before the recent update, that did not work in Apple Home. Even though the Home app does support air purifiers, it didn't support Matter 1.2. So I was able to add it to the Apple Home app previously, but I was getting an error that said this device type is not supported. Now, since the update, it does work. I can control the fan speed of the air purifier. I get the air quality sensor. Am I saying that right? The air quality sensor that's attached to that. I can see, if it's good, bad, whatever, great, I guess, excellent air quality. So that all now works in Apple Home. I haven't gotten any other device types to work or like really tested. So I'm curious if any of you guys have. Let me try to dive through some of these comments here. Let's see. Let's see. I use all Eve smart plugs, Jeff says. I see you guys talking about smart plugs. Yes, Mr. H4. Where is that comment? The Nano Leaf lights do support adaptive lighting now, so that's another update that we got with iOS 18. So really cool to see that. I was hoping to see that come to all Matter lights. Unfortunately, that's not the case. But Nano Leaf Matter lights do now support adaptive lighting, at least with mine. I've just been testing this with the Essentials light strip, so the Matter over Thread light strip, and I do have adaptive lighting on that now, so that's pretty cool. Alex says, do you think Dyson will be joining Matter? I have no idea. I really don't know. I don't really have any ties or connections with Dyson, so I don't know. I have not heard anything in regards to that. Does that include the Nano Leaf Skylight? So the Nano Leaf Skylight, that's a great question. Unfortunately, the Nano Leaf Skylight does not support Matter. So that's one of their Wi-Fi devices. I would love for that to support adaptive lighting in the Apple Home app. Let me just double check that real quick because yeah, nope, still no adaptive lighting there. But yeah, that's not one of their Matter devices. So this is specifically referring to their Nano Leaf's Matter devices. So like the smart bulbs and the smart light strips. I haven't tested it with the, I think the outdoor lights support Matter, and I believe their Christmas lights also support Matter. So I haven't tested it with those. Maybe adaptive lighting would work with those. Not as probably important as like a light strip or a light bulb, I think, for adaptive lighting, but that may work also. Brian says, I think I need more cameras to put inside those Nano Leaf display boxes. Need a reason to buy them. They look sweet with your shoes. Actually, I've got hats in mine. I put hats in mine. I don't have enough cool shoes. I've got a ton of hats. But yeah, I do. Yeah, they're super cool. So that is, if you haven't seen that, I put out a short video probably a couple days ago, I guess, on YouTube and Instagram and everything, showing those Nano Leaf Expo boxes. Let me pull those up just to show you guys, in case you don't know what we're talking about here. They were in partnership with another company called Fantaki, is how I'm saying it. I'm assuming that's right. But this is the product here. Again, check out my short video if you want to see me setting them up and everything. But They look super cool. Yeah, so they showcase them with shoes a lot here. Really neat product. They're stackable. Just cool stuff. That is probably the first and the only smart lighting product, maybe the first and only smart product, period, that everyone in the house is like trying to convince me to give them. My wife wants it. My daughter is like, she's dying for these things. Everybody wants these. Yeah, the MKBHD shoes. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, I tried those out also. Adams, the company he partnered with on those, sent me some of their shoes. Those are really awesome. But yeah, those would look good in the case right there. I just don't have enough other cool shoes to put in there. I've got a few, but they sent me a lot of boxes, so I don't have that many awesome shoes. Hats, yeah. Let's see. How noisy on high speed? I haven't done like an official test, but I mean, it gets pretty noisy on high speed, as most of them do. But you could turn it down super low. It's got like a super quiet mode also. Frederick celebrates 27 months of membership, says, yeah, those are going to lighten up your wallet if you buy them for your wife and daughter. Yes, that is true. They're not cheap, as most of the Nanoleaf stuff. They come usually at a premium price. Premium product, premium price. My dog's moving around behind me. But yeah, super cool. Also got the new Nanoleaf blocks set up right back here. Been using those lately, and just Nanoleaf is making some really cool stuff. Very out of the box products. All right. Next up, I saw that Bosch. This is cool and interesting. I want to share this for a couple of reasons. Over on HomeKit News, they shared that Bosch is launching a matter over thread radiator thermostat. So this will be, it's a German-based company, so most of their products are, probably tailored for the European market. Although I do have a couple of Bosch appliances in my living room. They make great stuff. But what's interesting about this is that, so they announced Matter products and a Matter lineup recently at IFA, but I didn't recall anything about Matter over Thread. So this, I guess, is going to be their first Matter over Thread product. But what's really interesting is that, I'm trying to see if I can show it in here. Basically, it comes with Matter and Zigbee built in. I really like that. So that gives you, the consumer, the option to utilize either, sorry, did I say Matter, Thread, or Zigbee? So that gives you, the consumer, the ability to use either the Thread protocol or the Zigbee protocol. So if you have like one of their Zigbee bridges and you would rather use that, you can. I really like this idea. Akara also mentioned at IFA that they're doing something similar with some upcoming products that they're going to release. There was the light bulb and, gosh, what was it? A light bulb and one or two other products I remember that they're going to release that's going to do the same thing. It might be the light switches that they were talking about. Yeah, I think it was the light switches. So it will have both Thread and Zigbee built in, which is really cool. And yeah, I think that I like that concept a lot. Hopefully that makes things a little more easier on the consumer, but I don't know. It's still confusing, I think, probably for some people. Thanks, Mark. I see your question. And everybody, if you drop a question, I'm going to try to save all these. We'll get to them pretty soon because there's not a whole lot to talk about. But if you have a question, I'm going to flag that and we'll come back to them. All right, next up on the list, this is pretty interesting. So I get asked about this fairly often, this UWB technology that Apple kind of teased during, I guess it was WWDC when they first talked about this. So it's a new thing where the Apple Home will have the ability to unlock your smart locks using ultra wideband. Really cool. So basically it's a proximity kind of thing. And when you get within 6 feet of your lock, it will know it and it will unlock the lock. So far, there are no locks out there that support this. It's probably going to be at least well into 2025, I think, before we see this come to fruition. But UTech, who makes other smart locks, they recently basically announced that they are going to be, in fact, making locks that support ultra wideband. So they said they're the first company to leverage ultra wideband in smart locks. And they're calling this new lock will be called the Ultralock Bolt Mission UWB plus NFC smart lock. So what that means is it will still have NFC built in. So you should be able to also use like, HomeKit and all that kind of stuff with it. But it will also have UWB. What's really kind of confusing, or I don't know if confusing is the right word, but they said that they're going to release, let's see, where was it in this article? They said they're going to release one, I think it was kind of confusing. It says the first version, right here it says will be released in Q4, but then down here it says the first version of Ultralock will be to ship. So maybe it'll go on pre-sale in Q4 and then start shipping in Q1 of 2025. But then so this first version will not support Apple Home in terms of the ultra wideband. So that's going to be another version coming later. So 2 versions there, all a little bit confusing, but I guess the gist of this is that if you're waiting for ultra wideband in the Apple Home app, you're going to have to keep waiting. It's not going to be anytime soon. At least it's not going to be this year, probably 2025, but I would not be surprised if it's well into 2025 before we start seeing locks that support this. No, it is confusing. A UWB lock that doesn't do Apple UWB. Yeah, right. Thank you. That's exactly right. So the first version of this will support UWB, but only within the Ultralock app. It won't support the Apple version of that, and that's because it won't support, what is the name of it? That the lock, the UWB lock technology or specification. Sorry, I'm trying to read through this. I always forget the name of it, but it's basically what I think Matter will use. Somebody here probably knows. Aliro, that's it. So here you can see the proximity door opening feature is only available through the U Home app and does not currently support the soon to be released Aliro standard. So I think that is going to be what Matter will use for this like home key type of functionality and stuff too. Anyways, a bit confusing, but exciting to see that a company is at least looking into this, but maybe wait a little bit if you want that UWB support. However, if you do just need a smart lock, they do make good locks. I just did a video about maybe 2 weeks ago on my channel where using their fingerprint HomeKit lock. They also have a HomeKey version coming out soon, I think. But if you just want the fingerprint with HomeKit support and everything, it's a great lock. That's what I'm using on my backyard right now. Super solid. Probably the most well-built lock, smart lock. One of the most well-built smart locks that I've used, I would say. So, is what it is there, but thought I would share that. Let's see. Now, real quick, I will say we got a couple of questions. If you have a question, let's do some Q&A here for a while because there's not a whole lot of news other than what we've talked about. Frederick says waiting on the home key feature. So yeah, drop your question. If you have a question, first of all, please just ask it once. I'm going to flag them and try to get to everybody's during the stream, as many as I can. And preface your comment with the word question, kind of like William just did there in the chat. And all caps, even better, that'll stick out to me. And I'll flag these and I'll try to get to as many as I can as we kind of roll through the chat here. I'm curious too. Sorry, I'm all over the place today, but who all got the new iPhone, and do you like the camera control? They're not calling it a button, the camera control, whatever. Do you guys like it? I'm curious. I got to know from you guys. I haven't really talked much about it, but had it all weekend and I've been using it, and I don't know. I think it's kind of overrated. I don't know that I'll ever really use it. Maybe just to open up the camera app, but the whole like scroll to get to the cameras and to zoom and stuff, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm sold on the camera controller. Is it just me? Dan loves it. All right, so I guess it's just me. Yeah, I guess it's just me. I don't know, man. I thought it was, again, to open the camera app and to even take photos. Okay, yeah, I'm with you on that. That's pretty cool. But like the whole scrolling to get to other features and the filters and the zoom and all that, are you really going to use it to zoom or to change cameras and stuff? I don't think I will. It's just not very intuitive. I'm sorry, Apple. I don't think it's very intuitive. Am I the only one that thinks this? Edgar says I'm only using it to show people how it works, right? George says, what's up, George? I don't think I said what's up to you. How you doing today? George says, I love the camera control. All right, man. I guess it's just me. Palma Kit, what's going on? About the button. Pro equals direct access to the cameras. Cons, not very practical after all. Too many functions. Thank you. That is exactly what I'm thinking. Just to open the camera, it's cool for that, but all the other stuff, it's way faster for me to just, maybe I'm not used to it. Maybe I got to get used to it. That could be. So I'm not going to completely dismiss it yet, but I don't know. Garrett says, I don't have a camera that has that control, but I'm confident I'd enjoy using it for zooming. See, I don't. So when I use my phone, I'm used to the Pros, which has up to like the 5x zoom. It's so quick to open the camera, and then, it's best to tap on the camera to actually switch the camera instead of doing digital zooming. So it's just so quick just to tap the little, 2x, 5x. That's what I've been doing forever, and I feel like that's way more efficient than using the little controller. But again, I don't know. Don, all right, man, good to see you, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks again for gifting those memberships earlier, man. Appreciate that. Wanted to see, Corey, there you go. Thanks, Frederick. I saw your answer there, Frederick, and I figured I'd get to that. Are you releasing an iPhone 16 Pro Max video? I am not. Yeah, like Frederick said, I pretty much just stick to smart home stuff here on my channel. I'm always willing to hear from you guys and accept feedback. If you want me to do other stuff, I'm open to that. Sometimes I'll do some other stuff on like Instagram and some other platforms where we, might venture off a little bit more, but I pretty much just like to stick with smart home stuff here on the channel. Yeah, you got me, man. That's what it is. You're right. I can't argue. I got nothing. Camera control is a little wonky. Will get better once AI hits. Really depends on the case you have, the pill-shaped case, the case you have. Oh, that's a good point. See, I haven't been using mine in a case at all. And by the way, my wife thinks I will break my phone before I get a case in it. So far, I haven't. We'll see. All right, I see a couple questions. Let me flag some of these. Feel free to keep dropping questions. And I'm gonna see what we got over here. So Mark says, I remember some of your previous videos were sponsored by Trend Micro. Do you still use it? The maximum security, and does it come with a VPN? The maximum security, yeah, so I was using the Trend Micro Premium Security Suite is the one that I was using. And I still use it. It does include a VPN, so that's what I would use, mainly when I travel. You could put it on your mobile devices and everything like that. And yeah, it's been what I've used, and it works. Any update on the release of the Akara water valve? I don't have an update on that. I know it should be coming soon, but they haven't released any other news or teasers or anything like that. So hopefully we will see that very soon. But Aqara is just continuously working on new stuff and releasing new stuff. So that should be coming soon. But yeah, I haven't heard anything since the latest kind of discussions about that. That's what Apple Care Plus is for. That's what I thought too, man. Mark, so the reason she jokes on me about this, talking about breaking my phone before I get a case on it. So it's probably like 3 or 4 years ago, I started doing the iPhone upgrade plan, where I'd get a new one each year. And I got a new one year and I said, you know what? These phones, they make them look so cool and they look so great without, and then we just put a case on it. So I'm gonna use it without a case. And that's what Apple Care is for, right? I broke it within the first week. So then I put a case on it once I got it fixed. The next year, I did the same thing, same mindset. I said, I'm gonna give it a shot. That's what Apple Care is for. Literally broke it again. Maybe it lasted 2 weeks, but it was within 2 weeks again. 2 years in a row I did that. So after that, I was like, all right, I'm just obviously too rough on my phones to not use a case. So I don't even try anymore. I'm risking it right now, just waiting on my case to arrive because I should have one arriving in the mail any day now. But yeah, it's a gamble every day. Yeah, Jeff remembers that. Yeah, she gives me a hard time about it. So she swears I'm gonna break it. So I swear to, I almost dropped it on the concrete yesterday. So she's not wrong. Let's see. All right, some more questions here. William says, I saw your smart rack update setup. What are the benefits of using Ubiquiti UniFi instead of your other mesh networks that you have used in the past? Good question. So I tried to kind of explain that in the video. I guess I didn't really go into real deep details with that, but the main benefit is just having more control over your network. So you can really fine tune everything. So that's really nice when you have, for somebody like me especially, who has a whole lot of devices on my network, and mainly because I'm troubleshooting stuff a lot and I'm always trying new products. So I've had issues in the past where maybe I'm trying to add a new device, and we all know like sometimes Matter devices may act a little weird on your network, or Thread devices, and all these different things. And being able to have the control, the settings and the capabilities on my router, my home network, to really go in there and like change things and modify things on my own is really nice. You don't get a lot of that real granular control on those other mesh systems, like Netgear Orbi or Eero or TP-Link on a lot of those. You do get some control, and some of them do give you more than others. So I've used a few of these in the past. You can do things like turn off your 5 gigahertz band on a lot of them if you want, but maybe not all of them. So they each have different levels of control, I think. With that said, again, mentioned this in the video, the UniFi, with that control comes a lot more, I would say, of a tedious setup. I wouldn't say it's hard, but it's definitely not as plug and play as those other systems. So, I think it's not for everybody because of that. Like, I still recommend those other mesh Wi-Fi systems to a lot of people who just are either confused by networking stuff, or, maybe just don't want to mess with it. Like, that was honestly me for so long. If I didn't have a YouTube channel and like always trying out all these new products, I'd still probably be using one of those mesh Wi-Fi systems, just because, they get the job done. And they're just a lot easier to set up. But if you do like to have the control, or you have a really robust setup, maybe you don't mind tinkering or you don't mind the networking stuff, or some people even enjoy it, then I think absolutely it's a fantastic system. And I know a lot of people that really love using UniFi stuff, and I've really loved it. On top of that, it's just super solid and reliable. You just don't have, you don't have a lot of the issues that you might have with some of the other ones, and that may be because you can go in there and modify things. But yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents there. I hope that sort of helped explain that a little bit. Yeah, another good point somebody made too about UniFi too, I think it was a comment or something in that video, is that if they release like new access points, like let's say you go from Wi-Fi 6 to Wi-Fi 7 or Wi-Fi 8 or 9 or whatever it may end up being, you can just replace your access points and shouldn't have to replace your whole router or the Dream Machine or anything. So that's kind of cool too. That's another pro, I would say. Whereas something like Netgear Orbi, if you wanted to go from Wi-Fi 6 or 6E to Wi-Fi 7, you would have to replace that whole system. So Travis, drink the Kool-Aid. All right, let's see. We got some more questions here. I just want to try to get everybody's that I can. Oh, dang. William ran over his truck, ran over his phone with the back wheel of his car. Ooh, I think that's worse. That's pretty bad. The worst one I did, oh man, I still remember this one too. It's just brought back. I'll tell you a quick story. The worst one I did, it was right after I got, was it the iPhone 6 or 6 Plus, or I can't remember what it was. I think it was around the 6. It was when portrait mode first came out. You guys remember that? What phone was that first had portrait mode on it? I think it was that one. I had just gotten the phone. We were planning to go to Charleston on that weekend right after I got the phone, and I was like super excited to take the iPhone with me, just my phone. Oh, iPhone 7. Thank you, Joe. 7 Plus. There you go. I thought it was a Plus. Awesome. You guys are on it. Yes, thank you. So yeah, it was that one, and I think it was the first time I had a really big phone too. Anyways, we were planning to go to Charleston. I was super excited to use the portrait mode and all this stuff, and like the day before we left, I'm in the house, and I was just sitting in the recliner or on our couch, and I guess the phone slipped down, into the abyss down there. And I went to go get it, and I put my the recliner, I put it down to get up, and somehow where the phone was lodged, the recliner came down and completely just crushed the phone. I mean, it would have probably looked better if I did run over it with a car. I couldn't believe how bad it was. I mean, the whole thing was just destroyed, and I was so upset, of course. We also don't have an iPhone store near where I live or in my town. So, of course, we go to Charleston, and I'm telling my wife, I'm like, babe, we got to go to the Apple store. Let me get this thing fixed. Long story short, we're in and out of the Apple store for probably 4 hours. I drug her the whole time to get this thing fixed, with me. I think that might be the first time. That was the last time I didn't have Apple Care. I think I had phone insurance or something. It was a pain. Anyways, we were in and out of the Apple store and a bar right nearby, going back and forth, drinking, and then going into the Apple store. And I just dragged her with me the whole time so I could get my phone fixed. Anyways, a little story there about the iPhone. But I got it fixed, and I took some awesome portrait photos down there in Charleston. What is the best smart floodlight bulbs for outdoor use with Matter? Light bulbs? I really don't know, honestly. I would have to do some research into that. I'm not sure what are the best ones. If anybody has any suggestions, let us know. I would have to look into that a little bit. I guess I can do a quick Google search. But I can't really think of any that support Matter. I'm sure there are some. Probably some stuff that works with Philips Hue. Let's see. Jeff says we're using the Maris Matter bulbs out by our pool. Been out there for 2 years. Those aren't Matter though, are they, Jeff? Let's see. Looking for specifically like floodlight ones. Oh, iDot has some. This looks like some. So these are going to be Matter over Wi-Fi, but those look like floodlight bulbs there. And I haven't used the Orion brand, so iDot has a few sub brands, and I've used some of their Linkind bulbs, and those worked really well actually for Matter over Wi-Fi. So maybe this would be another good option. But it looks like there are some options out there. Probably some stuff, again, if you have a Philips Hue bridge, I'm sure you can get some to work with that. One of the outdoor floodlights that I love, it's not a bulb, is the Govee Triad floodlight. That thing is a beast. It is super bright, but you got to plug it into an outlet. It's not a bulb, but it's really awesome. Oh, Gauge It Reviews says has 6 of those and they work well. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, Jeff, I hear you, man. LifeX has outdoor Matter floodlights. Let's check those out. There you go. Very good. Thank you, Al. So here is another option, Matter enabled, LifeX. I'm hearing good things about LifeX recently since they've been they were bought out and they kind of reemerged recently. So that looks like there you go. They're super bright. So maybe that's a good option there too. Awesome. Thank you. Anyone know of a good coax to Ethernet converter? I could not tell you on that one. Sorry. Hear my dog back there making some noise. What is your go-to in-home HomeKit camera right now? Christopher asked. Well, there's a couple that I like. Let's see. Let me pull up Amazon so we can show you a few. Lately, I've really been liking, it's kind of hard to find, the TP-Link Topo one. God, why is that so hard to find? On Amazon. It's still available, isn't it? Well, TP-Link has a pan and tilt camera. I'm trying to find it on Amazon and I don't see it. You can pull up the TP-Link website. But that's one that I like. I'm also using, they've got a couple of HomeKit cameras. Let's see, smart cameras. You just have, not all of their, most of theirs actually don't support HomeKit. So Topo. I hope it's still for sale. I don't see it on here either. I don't know what's up with that. Let's see. I'm going to try one more thing. I think it's called the C225. 220 maybe. No. Nope, that's not it. Well, I don't know. If you can find it, Topo, I'll try to see if I can find a link for it. But Topo has one that I like. They have both the pan and tilt one and a stationary one. I'm using both right now. They work really well. My wife uses the pan and tilt one all the time, so we have that kind of like facing the dogs, and she likes to use that one. It's only available at Best Buy. Thanks, Brian. Let's see if I can find it on there. That's new because it was available on Amazon and everything. I wonder if it's on online or just in store. That looks like it right there. Awesome, thanks, Brian. So these are the two that I was talking about. So this is the pan and tilt one. Pretty reasonable price too. And then yeah, this is the other one actually. So nice. Available at Best Buy, $59. I'm using this one on my back porch. Works great. And then using this one again for the dogs. And speaking of dogs, she's over there making a bunch of noise, I think. And I'm also a big fan of the Aqara cameras. You really can't go wrong with Aqara. They have just a ton of functionality. This is a really affordable pan and tilt camera. The, what is this one called? The E1 pan and tilt. And then I really like the G3 is really awesome. This one right here, a lot more functionality, as well as the G2H Pro, this one right here. So those are all good options, I think, for indoor cameras. Topo C225. So that might have been what I said at first, and then I doubted myself. So thank you, Corey. She wants the dog bowl finally. I doubt that. I might have to let her out. Hold on. Sorry. Stay with me. All right, go. She might have heard her food drop. I don't know. No, it's too early for that. So she really didn't like the automatic water bowl, but she does love the food bowl. I actually gave the automatic water fountain away. What's going on, Aaron? Aaron's in the house. Aaron Pierce. Yes, talking about HomeKit camera limitations. About time for the giveaway. Gosh, it is, man. Thank you, Frederick. I can't believe it's already 4:50. Let me answer one more question. We'll get to the giveaway here soon. One more. Let's see. Larry says, did you see the news of Aqara light switch that they were in Europe? Paul had one on his video. It looks like it would be really cool if it ever comes to the United States. I did see that. Larry says it's the one with the screen on it. Yeah, I saw Paul's video. Looks awesome. If it comes to the United States, would be great. It does look like it has some limitations, but yeah, excited to see that in the EU. And that could mean that maybe they'll release it internationally. I'm not sure. So definitely some difference in electrical codes and stuff across borders, but we'll see if maybe that's something that they bring to us here. It does look really cool, really cool. So all right, let's do a giveaway. So again, what we're going to give away today is, let me pull up Amazon. We're going to give away an Eve flare and an Eve motion sensor. Look at you guys trying to jump in and already enter the giveaway. I haven't even told you what to enter into the word yet. So the Eve flare is this product right here. It's the one that I use back there. Super cool. Eve is going to give you this, as well as, see, now y'all make me want to go and switch up the word. Trying to get early on it. And they're going to give you this really cool little sticker that comes along with it, as well as an Eve motion sensor. So y'all are just guessing. It's gonna be pineapple. I'm gonna mess with y'all now. Everybody's trying to guess the entry word. You can only enter one time anyway, so it really doesn't matter if you guys do it early or not. But Eve is going to give you an Eve flare, the cool sticker that goes along with it, as well as an Eve motion sensor. So this would be awesome for Halloween setups. I did this last year. Set up a motion sensor outside, turns on the Eve flare. But let's go ahead and do the giveaway. Here we go. Let's do it. Enter in the word Eve. You guys got it. I'm not going to change it, although now I know I'm going to change it next time. We're going to have some crazy words. You're never going to guess it. It's not pineapple, guys. Type in the word Eve. Check out the instructions on the screen. You can only enter the chat once, so just do it one time, please. It will only select one comment per person. This is for shipping in US, Canada, and select European countries. There is a link in the description that will specify where Eve can ship to if you need to check that out. But again, US, Canada, and select European countries. So yeah, a chance to win one Eve flare, LED smart lamp, as well as a Halloween sticker and the Eve motion sensor, excuse me. All right, let's go ahead and run this giveaway. I'm gonna refresh my page here for good measure. Choose this, type in Eve, and start selecting comments. And Nick is the winner. Congratulations, Nick Coate. You are the winner of the Eve flare and the Eve motion sensor. Thank you guys for participating and for hanging out. I see so many duplicate comments. I tell you guys. Yeah, it will only pick one. But congratulations to Nick, and thank you guys for hanging out live today and for all the streams we've done this month. Eve has been awesome and letting us do these giveaways each week. We've done a giveaway and some weeks multiple giveaways during each live stream in September. So if this is fun, we might continue to do more of this kind of thing in live streams moving into October. We shall see. But Eve is sponsoring the video coming up with the viewer automation. So again, if you have an automation that you want to submit, there are instructions down below. Please submit that as soon as possible because we're starting editing on that video immediately. Actually, I already have, but I'll still take submissions for the next day or so if you can get that in. If you want to be featured in a video, it's always a lot of fun to see what you guys are doing. We've got some really cool automations already. I'm excited to share with everyone. But yeah, yes, it is a cool package. I agree, Jeff. Really cool little package that Eve did for this one. And personally, the Eve flare that back there is one of my favorite products. I talk about it all the time. So I've actually asked them, I was like, can we give away an Eve flare? That's like one of my favorite things. So, always cool. And they just make some great stuff. I've got Eve stuff all throughout my house, pretty much. So, all right, well, with that said, guys, we're going to end the stream. I appreciate everybody for hanging up. Tune in next week. We'll see. I don't know if we're doing another giveaway. We might. We will see, but we'll definitely be back here talking about new smart home stuff. And also next week is the first Wednesday of the month, so that means our members will do our member video chat after the regular stream. So if you're a channel member, be on the lookout for that. And in between all these live streams, hit me up on Discord if you're a channel member. If not, I'm on Instagram also all the time, as well as YouTube. So follow me everywhere. And I appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a great rest of your day and a great week. All right, God bless.